The Mehuk Bukhari murder case, trial day 43. From Leicester Crown Court. Some viewers may find scenes that are distressing. Viewer discretion is advised. True crime and breaking news. The best 1 minute and under news channel on TikTok. The trial of TikTok influencer Mehuk Bukhari and others, who stand accused of killing 2 young men by ramming their car off the A46 in February last year, is set to continue today, with the jury hearing more arguments for giving not guilty verdicts. The barristers for the 8 are currently taking it in turns to argue their clients' cases. The next 2 expected to present their case summaries are the barristers for Amir Jamal and then Natasha Akhtar. Reyes was driving the seat Leon that, the prosecution argued, rammed the crash victim Skoda into the central reservation. Rican, who was behind the wheel of Mehuk's Audi at the time, is accused of coordinating with Reyes to bring the Skoda to a halt. The jury has heard from one of the defendants, Mohammed Patel, in his police interview that Rican even gave an instruction to Reyes to ram the Skoda after Reyes, allegedly, said that would be the only way to stop the fleeing vehicle. The Skoda was driving north out of Leicester at high speed. After detecting an ambush at Tesco in Hamilton, the jury has heard. The trial is centered around the deaths of Saqib Hussain and Hashim Izzuddin on the A46 at 6 Hills in February 2022. The jury at Leicester Crown Court has been told by the prosecution that the 2 21-year-olds were murdered by the 8 defendants, but all 8 deny all the charges against them. All the defense barristers for the 8 defendants will try to persuade the jury of their client's innocence. Mehuk Bukhari and her mother, Enzreen Bukhari, along with 6 others, are accused of arranging an ambush for the ex-lover of her mother. Enzreen's barrister, Patrick Upward KC, has already addressed the jury last week. Closing speeches for all 8 defendants will be followed by the judge's summing up of the evidence, and then the 5 men and 7 women of the jury will start their deliberations, considering charges of murder and manslaughter for all 8 defendants, and additional charges of causing death by dangerous driving for the 2 defendants who were driving at the time of the fatal collision, Rican Karwan and Reyes Jamal. The defendants can be sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum jail sentence that can be anywhere from 10 to 14 years or more. They could get convicted of manslaughter, which can be 7 to 14 years, or murder and manslaughter for each victim, or even getting a not guilty and walking, depending on what they are found guilty of. Rican Karwan and Reyes Jamal have also been charged with death by dangerous driving, along with 2 counts of murder and 2 alternative counts of manslaughter. The other 6 have been charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 alternative counts of manslaughter. So the jury will have to decide on each defendant's charges and what they think they are guilty of and what not. The jury have to decide what each defendant's intent was and whether they went along knowing what was going to happen, or innocently went along not knowing that there was going to be violence involved, or 2 murders, as we now know. The defense barristers so far for both the Bukhari women have said they are not guilty of murder or manslaughter, as they were forced into a meeting with Saqib that night by Saqib himself, who was threatening to come to their home. We don't think the jury would really believe that, as anyone would know that if Saqib was told it's too late to meet and they can promise to meet the next day, we're sure he would have relented and agreed. He only wanted to see Enzreen to talk to her. It is also known by the jury that Saqib was struggling to get a lift from anyone that night. So which friends were going to accompany him that night? Hashim was the last resort, who finally gave in to giving him a lift. So where were these friends that were going to go to the Bukhari home that night? Why haven't we been told their names or who they were? Frankly, there wasn't anyone going to the Bukhari women's home that night, and that is a made-up excuse by these 2 manipulating women that lied to their father, husband, son and brother. They lied to the guys that were to accompany them that night. They lied to the jury and the court. And frankly, they're lying about the 2 men they killed and who cannot defend themselves. They went there with the intention of causing some violence, made true with the threats Mehuk Bukhari made to Saqib, but got themselves in too deep. And now, they're trying their best for one final push at an ultimate lie. A lie that can be the difference between a life sentence and their freedom. It's one final lie they desperately want the jury and the world to believe. The case will continue tomorrow, And as always, we hope you can join us. The full transcript from court is next. Please read. Thank you. The court has been adjourned for today. We will be back tomorrow. Please join us then.
Thanks for watching our channel. Please share.
Subscribe.